Was good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in a building with another banger. Now, first things first, before we go ahead and get started, I just want to say thank you, God, for another day and another opportunity. Now, as y'all can see from the looks of the title and the screen, today I'm going to be showing y'all how to create the first ever Catfish interior finisher build with sharpshooting takeover on NBA 2K23 Next Gen. Now, this build is also going to be applicable to current gen, and if it's your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. I'm on the road to 5,000 big supporters, and I would appreciate it if everybody went ahead and turned on post notifications, but be sure to go ahead and smash that like button as well. Now let's go ahead and get started. We're going to make this build out of the power forward position. Now you can make this build out of the center position, but I'm telling you right now, the power forward for this Catfish is definitely going to work out the best in my opinion. Now when it comes down to the body settings, I'm going to go with the height of 6'10". For the weight, I'm going to go with 232. And then when it comes down to the wingspan, I'm going to go ahead and max this out at 7'8". Now for the body shape, I'm going to go with built just because it takes up the most space for the defensive end. And right here, we're all going to be set to go when it comes down to the making of this build. The first area that I'm actually going to go ahead and get into is going to be the physicals. So for the speed, I'm going to go ahead and put this to a 77. Now when it comes down to my acceleration, go with the 72. Now for the strength, go with an 86. And this right here allows us to, once we get the gem rat badge, be able to get the bully badge on gold. Now when it comes down to my vertical on this build, you really need to take this into consideration as well, because this is going to allow us to get the elite contact dunks. Now for the stamina, I'm going to put it at my threshold of a 90, and then for the physicals, this is going to be the perfect way to go about it. Now let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of the finishing. I'm going to go with the close shot of a 67. Now remember, if you want to change the numbers of this build, you definitely can do so. But to be able to still maintain the build name and the sharpshooting takeover, you need to copy every single number that I'm putting down right here. So for the driving layup, I'm going to go with an 82 right here. Then when it comes down to the driving dunk, go with the 93, and this is going to allow us to get the elite contact dunks, but it also gives us posterizer on gold. Now for the standing dunk, go with the 90, and this right here gives us the elite big man contact dunks. Now when it comes down to the post control, you can upgrade this or leave it as is. It really comes down to the upgrades that you want to make. Now for the shooting on my mid-range shot, I'm going to go with the 78. Then when it comes down to my three-pointer, I'm going to go ahead and put this to the same exact number. Now for the free throw, this is not a coincidence, but I'm going to go ahead and put this to a 78. If you want to, you can raise it or lower it, but I feel like this is going to be the perfect way to go about it. Now for the playmaking, when it comes down to the pass accuracy, I'm going to put this to my threshold of a 70. Now when it comes down to the ball handle, go with the 43. 27 for speed with ball, and that right there gives us a total of 7 badges. Now for the defensive end, I'm going to go ahead and put my interior defense all the way up to a 74. Now for the perimeter, I'm going to go with the 74 here as well. Now when it comes down to my steal, I'm going to put this to an 82. And then when it comes down to my block, I'm going to go ahead and put this to an 88. Now for the rebounding on this build, you need to make sure that you're upgrading this. So I'm going to go with the 95 for my defensive. So for my offensive rebound, I'm going to go with the 73. And that right there gives us 27 badges. Now in total, this build is going to be able to get 73 or more badges. Now once you become a starter in my career, that's 4 extra badges and then 1 badge upgrade that we're able to unlock from each season. Now when it comes down to the badges that we're able to unlock for the finishing, we get Hall of Fame Giant Slayer, Pro Touch, and Aerial Wizard. Then when it comes down to the gold badges, we get Back Down Punisher, Slithery, Limitless Takeoff, Posterizer, and Rise Up. Now for the shooting, the Hall of Fame badges that we get are Slippery Off Ball, Comeback Kid, as well as Volume Shooter. Then when it comes down to the gold badges, we get Midi Magician, Amped, Claymore, Clutch Shooter, Space Creator, and then we also get Guard Up. Now when it comes down to the playmaking, the only gold badge that we get is Special Delivery, but we're still able to get Hyperdrive, Killer Combos, Handles for Days, Client Breaker, a good amount of badges, especially with Bailout and Break Starter. Now for the defensive end, the Hall of Fame badges that we get are Off Ball Pass. We also get Chase Down Artist and Box Out Beast. But then also when it comes down to the gold badges, we get Brick Wall, Rebound Chaser, Pogo Stick, and Workhorse. Now I gotta be real, I'm happy that we get Glove at least on bronze. Then from there we also do get Silver Interceptor. Menace is a pretty solid badge, but then we're also able to get Challenger. Now overall, I think this build is super solid when it comes down to the defensive end. Even more so when it comes down to the offense, because we do get all of the elite contact dunks. Now for the shooting, the takeover is going to make all the difference. Now I think when it comes down to the takeovers, it goes so much better with the build name. But as you can see right here, we get the sharpshooting, then we get the lockdown, also going to be able to get the rim protecting, and then finally we get the glass cleaning. So with all these taken into consideration, if you buy your own boost as well as run with teammates that do have on floor general, add in the plus 10 from your takeovers, we'll be able to get a 100 plus driving dunk, standing dunk, steal, block, and a defensive rebound if you go with the correct takeovers. Now to be the best possible catfish build, I would definitely go ahead and first put on limitless range takeover. Now the second one, I think paint intimidation is super overpowered this year. I've been using it on my main build, and I'm telling y'all, when it comes down to that paint defense, you get a huge upgrade. Now from here, let's go ahead and check out the build name to make sure that we made it correctly. Remember, we get some of the best takeovers, 73 badges. We're 6'10", and we're still able to move quick on our feet. And as y'all can see together, we have created the interior finisher catfish build with sharpshooting takeover on NBA 2K23 Next Gen. Now if you mess with this build, go ahead and let me know in the comments. But I would highly appreciate it if everybody went ahead and dropped a like. That's definitely going to help me out. Now going further with this build, at 99 overall, like I said, with the takeovers as well as if you do run with the teammates that have on floor general Hall of Fame, you'll be able to get that 100 plus towards your finishing. Same thing when it comes down to your defensive area. But remember, when it comes down to the physicals, we get a +4 put towards this area. So essentially the speed will be an 81. Acceleration is going to be in the high 70s. Strength will be a 90. Then when it comes down to the stamina, this will be in the mid 90s, and the vertical is going to go into the mid 80s. Now when it comes down to these badges, you have to be sure of what you're doing. Now from here, let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of the badge count. Now when it comes down to the finishing badges, for tier 1, I'm going to go with Silver Back Down Punisher as well as Hall of Fame Pro Touch. Now another badge that I like is going to be Gold Slithery. Now from there, for tier 2, Limitless Takeoff, I'm going to go with it on gold. And then for tier 3, I'm going to go with Gold Posterizer. And remember, once you do unlock that Gym Rat badge, you'll be able to get Bully on gold. But for now, I'm going to go with Silver. Now when it comes down to the shooting, I'm going to go with, for tier 1, Gold Amped as well as Space Crater on gold. Now I'm also going to go ahead and put on Bronze Volume Shooter. Now for tier 2, I like Agent 3 on bronze as well as Silver Green Machine. Then when it comes down to tier 3, I'm going to go with Catch and Shoot on silver and then Bronze Limitless Range. Now when it comes down to the playmaking, I went with 4 tier 1 badges, Killer Combos, Clamp Breaker, Handles for Days as well as Hyperdrive. Now for tier 2, I went with Bailout and then Silver Break Starter. Now when it comes down to the defensive end, I went with Interceptor for tier 1 on silver. Now if you do add on extra badges towards this build, you'll be able to unlock Glove on bronze. But for now, I'm going to go with the more important badges. So for tier 2, I'm going to go with Hall of Fame Box Out Beast as well as Chase Down Artist. And then for tier 3, I'm going to go with Gold Rebound Chaser, Brick Wall as my core badge. And then I'm also going to go with Silver Anchor. Now again, this is what the badge setup is going to look like. Remember, we're 6'10", 232 with the weight with a 7'8" wingspan. We get all of the elite big man contact dunks and all of the elite driving dunks. Then when it comes down to our stats, we do have the potential of getting a 100 plus driving dunk, standing dunk, steal, block, and defensive rebound. And then on top of all that, we are still able to maintain a catfish build name with a sharpshooting takeover. I like this interior finisher, so go ahead and let me know in the comments, what do y'all think about it? Would you make any changes, and have you seen something similar? Now if you have builds or any type of videos that y'all want to see, be sure to go ahead and let me know, and I will definitely be hitting y'all back with a response. But again, I just want to say thank you so much for your support. I'm on the road to 5,000 big supporters, and I know we're going to reach it in less than a month. So man, if it was your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Turn on post notifications to be a part of the rich family. And don't forget to go ahead and smash that like button. Now comment down TG for thank God, as well as where you're tuning in from watching today. And with all that being said, man, I got one last thing to say. Thank God and Rich out.